Hello, everybody. Today is the 27th of February, so we are having a technical discussion today. Please help out with the minutes. So it's also add your name. Please add your name to the minutes as well. Let me see. You open the minutes. So originally, we are going to have Turan to talk to us about the tutorial. However, somehow it didn't make it today. Let's see. Okay, let me double check to run. Okay, not here. Okay, however, even though he's not here, and the other thing is Turan did post a note to the Google group, and basically he has done some PRs. So basically it's on our new repo. So this is kind of the MicroProfile dash tutorial. So it's basically is he has chapter 1 and also front matter. So it's please help out with all the review he has done. Yeah, okay, John, go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt. I raised my hands after you complete your thought. I was just gonna mention that in the Google group, he has links to the Google Docs, where it's just easier to kind of interact with the you know, the readmes and stuff, and the actual documentation for the tutorial. So just an FYI on that, if you don't really want to do it via GitHub.
Yeah. So anyway, you have a choice, either comment on the Google Doc or do the comment here. So actually it's somehow here, like you can easily, nicely view here as well. It's quite nice. So it's Turan is very keen to trying to basically have the PR kind of the reviewed and etc. So this is kind of chapter 1. It has more kind of the content, etc. So please provide feedback. Is kind of both John and I will start reviewing this week. So it's basically it's open to all of us. And this is our MicroProfile tutorial. So it's please help out. So that I think the other thing is we don't really want to keep these PRs open for a long time. It's basically we can reiterate. So it's something merged in, and then it's if you have basically feedback and etc. afterwards, and then you can raise the issue, and Turan can then basically address your comments and etc. So that's for the kind of the tutorial. Okay, yeah.
So the request is to review on the MicroProfile GitHub instance and not on the original one he's maintaining, right?
Correct. So here you can see Eclipse / MicroProfile.
Okay.
Yeah, he moved it, so it's no longer in his repo.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No problem. So, John, do you want to add anything else?
Yeah, just one thing I do want to point out is that he is going to be using Open Liberty as an implementation. So I just know that everyone, you know, historically we've tried to be, you know, very, very neutral. But Open Liberty is probably going to be the first out with a implementation. So I just want to put that out there up front so everyone knows. And if anyone thinks that the approach needs to be changed, you know, that's a discussion that we can engage on. So, but I thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, thanks. The other thing is probably is at this point also basically we'll talk about this, have a look at this wiki. So for this wiki, so John, you pretty much done with it, right?
Yeah, pretty much done with it. I'm sure there's some broken links here and there, and as we run into them, we can fix them. Anyone that is a committer on the project can modify the wiki. So that's kind of the permission scope. And I might go through the pages. At the very bottom, you can see where it says category, category, category. That helped with the migration because in MediaWiki you can categorize pages. So I categorized them with MicroProfile, and then I said dump. That's not a feature of GitHub Wiki, so that's minor. I mean, super minor, doesn't really mean anything here. But as you run across errors, either fix them, or if you don't know what a link should be, just let me know. I've got a little experience kind of tracking back and forth between the existing MediaWiki and this, so that's
Yeah.
it.
Thank you, John. Yeah, I had a quick go through. Apart from like you are waiting for basically the link to these web pages, right? All these kind of things. Others they can directly is pretty much directly copy, right, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for that. And this you will basically will
Oh, it's already, you're looking at the test repo. It's actually already on MicroProfile Wiki. It's
is
live on the MicroProfile Wiki, yeah.
oh, you mean the already on the MicroProfile
Yeah.
wiki?
Yeah,
It's in the Eclipse MicroProfile.
correct.
Somehow just now I tried, I couldn't find it.
That is weird. I will look at that. No, it's MicroProfile-WG, I think.
Oh, this one. Do we
Yeah.
want to go there, or that's our MicroProfile wiki? That's MicroProfile. That's not under Eclipse Foundation. This one is the kind of we organize ourselves. Or in here, I don't have any particular preferences. Anyhow, so this is kind of for this. I think we organize access the group ourselves. I think is here, contributors. Is not like I think for this the access group will be different from the Eclipse dash
right.
MicroProfile. Yeah.
I could move it over to the Eclipse one. It's pretty easy. So I could just rerun the scripts and populate the. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's end up here.
I didn't even notice the number of contributors. The difference.
Yeah, that is
So,
we
okay.
created. It's not maintained by Eclipse Foundation. It's
Yeah.
our own thing.
All right,
Okay.
I'll do that. That's a good point. I didn't notice that. Okay.
Okay, so let me put in here.
I'll take a note on it. You can keep going.
Okay, thank you. Second. Okay, the next one is MicroProfile 7.0 plan. So actually, we really need to get a plan review done this week. So it's so basically look at the basically the time and also the deadline. So it's we kind of currently we are in today's 27th. We are in this week. So if we start this week, so we can have the plan review done by March. So it's I suggest all the plan reviews need to be done like by Wednesday this week. So so the plan review will end up here. I will be MicroProfile. MicroProfile dash. So far we have the Open API 4.0 done. We have basically the telemetry 2.0 done. So I need to have this. You see, and okay, so the kind of anyway, so this is the 3 done. However, we need to have basically we have this. Let me see. The plan review, this. This plan review PR created. So this one also created. Telemetry Open API and also REST client. So it's I will create a fault tolerance. And then that leaves kind of the GWT. So GWT is basically so John, can you have a word with Sergey and ask him to create a plan review for this?
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's and then it's kind of all the rest won't yeah, it's doesn't do not do release. So that would be a kind of we will have a 5, and then also we will just after this one done, and then so John, we will work together to create a plan review for MP70. Maybe get who else is the coordinator, release coordinator? The 70, someone volunteer. Is
I think
that
it's Emerson.
Emerson? Okay, we'll get Emerson kind of to review it and yeah, go with it. So it's this is kind of the thing. So as you can see here, these are 2 major release. And according to semantic versioning, these are all minor release. However, when reviewing John's wiki, I discovered a dog on our wiki. So basically, we'll go to the wiki. In our wiki, basically, we established some versioning system. So it's basically went down. So basically, I tried to look at reviewed John's PR, and then I discovered the draft spec versioning guidelines. It's a draft. It was done kind of long time ago. So basically, this is kind of this is draft. Basically this is the kind of the setup like guideline for the releasing MicroProfile specs. So umbrella spec and then component spec and breaking changes and etc. and versioning. So it's this is kind of just define the version, the spec version, and also the umbrella version, component spec version. So it's in this bullet point, so it says if a breaker change, we do a major release. If we drop support for Java SE version, we do major release. If we require Jakarta EE spec or higher Jakarta EE release level than is currently specified, do a major version. Dropping support for Jakarta EE, Java EE feature version, major. Dependency another component spec is updated to 1 that has a major version change, also major. So with this, if we adopt this, this is kind of the discussion 2017. If we comply with this, so pretty much is the if REST client adopt, so basically it's based on Jakarta EE 11. That's pretty much major. This is major. What do people think?
Yeah, first we have a breaking change by dropping MP metrics from the umbrella spec. So this need for the first reason be a major release, independent of all the others. The second part, do we want to base MicroProfile 7.0 on Jakarta EE 10 or 11?
I think it's 10. Because 11 we don't know when it will be out. And
then that hasn't changed, and then there's only one spec that is still based on 8, that is health, and also it's not doing that. That's another point. That line in the release tracking is not very clear to me, or maybe wrong. Need an update. There's no written change dependency to Jakarta E10 core profile. There was new yes just a few seconds ago.
Yeah, that wasn't updated. It's now it's kind of reflect.
Metrics will not be updated too. So then we have then we need to discuss about that separately. But as we drop one specification from the umbrella spec, and that is metrics, then it's a breaking change. If that is still part of the umbrella spec, and we have only minor releases, no major ones, then it can also be a minor one. But OpenAPI will do a major, right?
Yeah, OpenAPI.
And telemetry will do a minor, right?
No, major.
Not a major.
Yeah. So this is a major. So that's because 7 is kind of the MicroProfile, as you said, so we are not going to include the metrics. So it's so this is major release. And now 6.2 is 7, so major release. So it's now is kind of this is all settled. So it's the telemetry open API. We can do a ballot tomorrow. So now I want to revisit the versioning. So are we happy? So basically do major, minor, based on like also we dropped a Java version, and also we align with the Jakarta EE basically 10. Previously is 9.1. According to that draft doc, we should do major, and according to semantic versioning, the minor. So
no. According to the plugin, which only covers a part of semantic versioning automatically, that might be a minor, but in respect to semantic versioning, that's a major. If we change the Jakarta EE version and the drop Java SE versions, then it's a major.
I don't.
From my perspective. That's semantic versioning, because you have a breaking change. For example, if you have, if you would do a minor release on that, maybe you have a spec that is compliant to Java SE 8, and you change that to 11 or 17, and do a minor release only, then you are hiding a breaking change, because the runtime, the container image you run that microservices on, for example, need to change the container image and the Java SE runtime. And that's a breaking change. And maybe if you had bad luck and tried to run that on an architecture where that new Java SE version is not available, like for example Sun Spark, then you cannot even run it because there is no runtime to run that release. And therefore, it must be a major. If you drop Java SE version support, then it's a breaking change, and then you need to do a major. And I think the problem is not that big because you show that there's a breaking change. The work is nearly the same. There's no difference in releasing a minor or a major release in respect to the work that need to be done.
I don't really want to run into the repeating the same message again. So here, I already put clearly about the semantic versioning rules. However, I don't think that's kind of discuss the whole semantic versioning. But based on this rule, so basically on the MicroProfile wiki, so that's said clearly. So it's basically that's a guideline. We do major release. So with that, are there any objections here? Change all to major. So basically, it's instead of doing minor, we do major. Any objections? Even no objection, we move forward and get it done and start plan review by Wednesday.
I have another objection, which is not covered yet, but that's a separate discussion.
Okay, so with this, so I will just basically this apply basically including the MicroProfile 7. So I'll be a 6 plan review will go out this week. Okay, so that's kind of the for basically the MicroProfile release. So it's for these updated ones is we will just basically update the dependencies against the E10 level, and also the major change for Macro 7 is make Jakarta E10 dependency optional. Is not optional, loosely coupled. Is and also remove the metrics. So anyway, I will create a draft out the MicroProfile 7 plan review. So John, I will have an offline chat with you, and then is also we get some Emerson on board, and hopefully we can start the plan review this week. Okay, Yan.
Yeah, regarding the first two specs, still based on Jakarta E9 and on that old version of the MP parent, how we think get rid of the CVEs that are included there. At least I checked it just for health. Health is using TestNG. So if we need to fix them, then the spec need to change its TCK to another test framework that is not affected, or a patched version of TestNG need to be used, which means increasing the Java SE level, and in our case, using a 3.x major parent version, where the fix can be done.
So which CVE? So here is kind of the, so is a one vulnerability on the 761.
Yeah, they are not completely listed here, because if you click on that version, for example, if you use 7.5.1 is the latest version with that old Java SE support.
Yeah, yeah, this one.
And here you see all the CVEs that are still open, because some of them are coming from dependencies, because TestNG gives a lot of convenient support, and that is based on other external libraries and dependencies, and they have severe issues. And they are only fixed in, I think, 7.8 or and above also, when I remember the right way. But this is a minor release in TestNG, but this is a breaking change because from 7.5.1 to 7.6.x, Java SE 11 at minimum is required.
So just because Jan, you picked health, so I want to speak up. Even if we would decide today that we want to do a release, you understand that if I need to come up with a release plan for Wednesday, which is tomorrow, that's kind of hard pressure to just do the release for the CVE. And also, I don't know what kind of CVE is in TestNG, but are anybody actually shipping TCK jars to customers? Because we don't in Quarkus or in Wi-Fi. So
Yeah, we don't use.
But it's an official artifact of the specification. Everybody who needs to run that TCK is in danger on a supply chain. So, and these are not new discoveries. I'm talking more than a year about these issues. We still have no solution because we have still specs that based on that old version. And as a short reminder, the Cybersecurity Resilience Act of the EU is valid end of the year or beginning next year. So then all the vendors are responsible for things that might happen because somebody abuses these flaws.
Yeah, but I mean,
So I think-
as Martin was saying, no user is going to run these CVEs because they're only available on the TCK. Only vendors run the TCK. So
yeah, or
Yeah,
users
that's
that want to
true.
evaluate if the TCK gives the right result on their setup of
Okay,
vendors.
can you please give me, because that's not something that users should be doing, especially because you don't know how the server has been configured. There's a lot of things that there are moving pieces. As far as I know, we don't. I mean, if a user wants to do that, that's fine, but that's not something that we actively support. So that's not something that that users should be doing on their own.
Yeah, but users are the vendors too, right? They are using that artifact.
No.
The TCK need to be run to qualify the implementation.
That's a completely different thing. So vendors are not users. They are consumers of the TCK API, and that's only for the TCK purposes, but they don't ship and they don't put their users at risk because they don't include the TCK jars in any of their runtimes. I mean, at least not at Red Hat, and I'm pretty sure that other vendors, they don't do that as well. I mean, what's the point of including the TCK jars into Liberty or Quarkus or any other vendor or any other runtime? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. I mean,
We don't.
and if that's happening, that's a bug, in my opinion.
Yeah, we don't ship the TCK.
I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't update, right? But I mean, we need also to analyze what are the actual CVEs, right? So, for instance, if you look on some of the CVEs, some of them are just like things on YAML. We don't use YAML dependencies on the TCK, so you're not ever going to run on the YAML CVEs on the TCK, right? So, I mean, I'm sympathetic with the CVs as any other person that's concerned about security, but you also have to realize that a lot of these tools, they do report false positives, right?
Yeah, but
Just
the TestNG project fixed them for good reasons, because even if you have false positives, if they end up somehow on your SBOM, then you have an issue. Even as a user, you have an issue because you need to talk to your security department and get or open a request to be able to ignore it. And that is only granted usually for 90 days at maximum. Then you need to revisit if you can update and remove even a false positive. So this creates a lot of maintenance needs and efforts that could be prevented if we just fixed them.
So are you getting any issues by the CVEs put it on the TCKs?
When the TCKs are affected, and that's an artifact we deliver, and the vendors use
That's
them.
not what I ask. I ask you as a user, are you having any issue by the CVEs that are happening on the TCKs?
Yeah, if they end up on the SBOM, because
No. Sorry, you need to give me a proper problem. Everything that you meant so far.
That I try to explain, Roberto. If they end up in an SBOM, and I have a security team that checks any CVEs by scanning the SBOM that is delivered with the artifact and is creating an issue, then the person who wants to bring that thing into production somehow need to file a request. Yeah, this is a false positive, or we are not affected by that. But usually these exceptions get tracked and need to be tracked in security sensitive environments. And then you have a task that ends up on your desk every 90 days. And then you go again and say, yeah, it's not fixed. We are not affected by that. Please give me another 90 days to wait that somebody fixes it.
Yeah, you didn't answer my question. I asked you to give me a proper issue, and the first you told me.
What about that? I file an issue on the Red Hat repository, and or
environment at Red Hat, and I'll let you know. I mean, because I'm pretty sure that you're not going to be able to move that forward because we don't ship the TCK jars in any of our runtimes. So that's not, we're just going to close the issue because we'll say, well, we don't ship this jar with a runtime, so what do you want us to do? So we'll just close it, right? So I'm just asking if there is any customer, any user that you know that's actually facing an issue like that, because what you're putting up front is just scenarios that we don't know if they're happening or not.
They are happening, and for example, when we use Adoptium as an example, there in the SBOM, there's not only listed what is shipped with the final artifact, there's also an extended version of the SBOM, which is relevant to build that artifact, and there it's listed, something like that.
So let me interrupt the conversation. I don't think we are going anywhere. This is the kind of conversation we keep on just revisit and not getting anywhere. Eclipse Foundation has a security team. So yeah, you remember we met up with the folks at the EclipseCon in 2023 together with Rain Beaton. So basically, it was clear. So it's kind of if there's the CVE Eclipse Foundation and found out in any of the basically project, they will send basically get in touch with the project team, ask a request us to fix ASAP. And it said clearly, basically, not all the CVEs have to be addressed. And project team can discuss. If they couldn't reach a conclusion, reach out to security team. So yeah, would you like just go ahead to get engaged with the Eclipse Foundation? If they say, okay, you must do a release to do this, let's do that. So with that, I think we should not basically doing all around the circle conversation. I don't think we are getting anywhere. And
Yeah, but I have a request too on the project. I filed these issues on the private Bugzilla at that time, because that was the system to file issues like that. And nobody of the project raised their comments there in the discussion. And yeah, then that Bugzilla is stopped. So I can ask the Eclipse Foundation how to proceed with these old tickets and how to fix them and handle them. But if we start then discussing about what is the effect and what is need to be done, then we should really discuss it then on these tickets, maybe in GitHub or GitLab now, before it was Bugzilla. Yeah, but I will ping them.
Go ahead to discuss with them, and we would like to hear from them. I think, yeah, I respect people's time. So basically, we discuss, we spend many hours to discuss. So I would like to see Eclipse Foundation come to basically give us order, so we can address that accordingly. So with that, thank you all for sharing basically these comments and etc. So to summarize this, so far the plan is, by this week, by Wednesday this week, we get all the plan reviews kind of the finish, and tomorrow we should get Open API and the MicroProfile telemetry ballot out, and also is the hopefully rest the client as well. And then is
Emily, sorry, and just to iterate, I am not doing any release plan for health. Correct.
correct. So far,
Okay,
it's
thanks.
unless Eclipse Foundation come to us and say you must do a release, and then we can do basically that's pretty much quickly we can address that. So far is this the plan so far. So all of this, yeah.
Can you please include me also in the discussion with the clubs? Thank you.
Yeah, so it's basically I think Yan is going to do a basically file issue, and then it's kind of once we hear them, and hopefully they will come back to talk to us. Unless we hear anything, otherwise basically this is the plan to go ahead with. So this is the kind of the for MicroProfile 7. Even with this, I'm not sure whether we can achieve basically the June or July deadline, but we have to basically start this week. Otherwise, the waiting and then is the kind of we slip even further. So that's for the look at the time. That is for the basically it's MicroProfile 7. There's yeah, thank you, John, to record this. So the next thing is once they get basically the plan review out this week, but also this week we'll create a doodle poll to gather basically gather the interest parties to discuss the AI, so MicroProfile AI. So once I create a doodle poll, I will post to the basically Google group and also MicroProfile working group as well. So that's for the AI conversation. I think that's all from me. Are there any other business? Let me see whether okay, we don't have, okay, Emerson joined. So Emerson, I mentioned basically John and I will create a plan review and also add you to the basically review. So you see is basically how the process is going, and then we will work with you together, basically trying to onboard you for the yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Okay, no problem. So that's all from me. Are there any other business? Okay, if not, you can have 16 minutes back. Yeah. Thank you so much, and talk to you next week, or maybe
Thank
later
you.
this week. Yeah. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.